everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the table of specification. Together with my group mates, yours truly, Urban Hazel Gracie, Arliano Isa Mary P, Justusani Karen A, and Sanot Arlene J. So here is our lesson objective. At the end of the lesson, students can first define table of specification. Second, identify different formats of a table of specification. And third, demonstrate TOS or table of specification as a blueprint for first quarter exam. So here is the definition of table of specification or TOS, and it's sometimes called a test blueprint. It is a tool used by teachers to design a written test. So generally, this table of specification was created before the test or the exam. It is a table that maps out the test objectives, contents, or topics covered by the test. It also includes the levels of cognitive behavior to be measured, the distribution of items, number, placement, and weights of test items, and the test format. So my group mate will discuss the general steps in developing this table of specification and the different formats of table of specification, and we also formulated an example of table of specifications.
So in developing a table of specifications, there are 5 general steps. Step 1, determine the objectives of the test. So in writing assessment, choose only the objectives that can be captured by a written test. For a written test, you can consider cognitive, ranging from remembering to creating of ideas that could be measured using common formats. For testing, such as multiple choice, alternative response test, matching types, and even essays or open-ended tests. So number 2 is determine the coverage of the test. So only the topics or contents that have been discussed in class are relevant should be included in the test. So kung anong yung tinuro, yun din yung i-assess mo sa yung mga estudyante. So that's the coverage of your test. So third is calculate the weight of each topic. So we can determine the weight of each topic covered in the test. The weight assigned per topic in the test is based on the relevance and the time spent to cover each topic during instructions. So kung ilang oras mo yun tinuro yung topic na yun, yun din yung doon din nakabase kung ilan yung mga test items sa topic na iyon. Next is determine the test items for the whole test. The amount of time needed to answer the items are considered. As a general rule, students are given 30 to 60 seconds each items in test formats with choices. For 1 hour class, this means that the test should not exceed 60 items. However, because you need also give time for test paper or booklet distributions and giving instructions, so the number of items should be less. Maybe 50 items are good. So next is determine the number of items per topic. So we already determined the items for the whole test. So we can easily determine the number of items per topic. So kung magbabase lang tayo doon sa na-determine natin na items for the whole test, then each topic, maglist tayo ng each topic kung ilang items ba ang dito sa specific topic na ito, or 15 or 10 na items na nakabilang dito na topic.
So today I'm going to discuss the different formats of table of specification. First is one-way TOS. One-way TOS is a chart that aligns instructional objectives with content and teaching strategies. It provides a systematic and comprehensive overview of what needs to be taught and what should be taught to achieve specific learning outcomes. This table typically has 2 columns, one for objectives and one for content and strategies. So the next one is the two-way TOS. Two-way TOS is an expanded version of one-way table. It also includes additional dimension, the cognitive level or thinking skills required for each instructional objectives. It provides a more detailed breakdown of how each objective will be addressed, taking into consideration the level of thinking involved. This table typically has 3 columns, one for objectives, one for content and strategies, and one for cognitive levels. So the next one is two-way TOS is a further extent of two-way table by incorporating in third dimension, weighting or importance given to each instructional objectives. It allows educators to prioritize the objective based on their relevance and significance in achieving the desired of learning outcomes. So this table typically has 4 columns, one for objectives, one for content or strategies, one for cognitive levels, and one for weighting.
So to continue the discussion, since my group mates will already done discussing table of specification and its format, I guess it is now my time to shine. I mean to discuss to you or to present to you the table of specification na kami yung gumawa. So this TOS focuses on grade 10 mathematics first quarter lessons or topics for the academic year 2023-2024. So this TOS shows 4 test formats in making test items. The multiple choice questionnaires, the matching type test, the alternative response test, specifically the modified true or false, and lastly, problem-solving test. So, the table of specification na ginawa namin is an example of one-way TOS based doon sa discussion ng previous reporter about the different formats of TOS. So, presented in this TOS is the content. Ito yung mga coverage topics that the teacher have discussed during the teaching and learning sessions. Also, yung time spent in discussing each learning competencies inside the classroom and also yung weight and number of items na i-include niya in every test items. Since si teacher na-discuss niya lamang yung 11 learning competencies out of 18 learning competencies based doon sa mathematics curriculum before the examination. Therefore, 11 learning competencies lang din ang include niya sa kanyang table of specification. So from the first learning competency or the first lesson na diniscuss niya, which is generating patterns, until the last topic, which is solving problems involving sequences. And also, include din dito yung total time spent, yung total weight, yung total number of items, and most especially, yung corresponding points in every test questions. So, for you to have the full image or picture of the table of specification na ginawa namin, so here it's full presentation or illustration. So, you can take your time assessing the table of specification na ginawa namin, and you can critique also what are the things na need pa namin improve in making the table of specification for the paper pencil test. I hope that you have gained something meaningful from this video. So that would be all. Thank you and God bless.